His coaching team makes us drool. We've got Danny Rohl. Danny Rohl. Danny Rohl. Let's have a look. Horrible weather, innit? Horrible. Ugh. But, brightening news, Sheffield Wednesday. 2 more additions to coaching team today. Henrick Pederson, not to be confused with the ex-Bolton centre forward by the way, and Powell, ex-England assistant manager. Great signings, but a bit confusing as well. 3 months back, if just take Powell along, 3 months back, if you said to me, oh, Wednesday's after Powell, genuinely, I think I'd have probably said, well, he's not going to come. Being assistant manager of England, working down at Spurs with all their facilities, not going to come here as manager. He's come here as assistant. You've got that Pederson, actually managing a club in Denmark, top flight club, giving up that manager's role to come here as assistant. Last week, beginning of the week, that Sasha Lenz, and I recognised his name when I heard it. I thought, where have I heard his name before? I've had a last job, sports psychologist at Man United. Experienced coaches with a wealth of experience from all over Europe. I think it's fantastic, but it's caught me off guard. It almost lends itself to thinking that there's something long term being put in place, proper planning, proper strategy. It's a knocked system, isn't it? I mean, if you think about the beginning of the season, Darren Moore goes, he wants a longer contract, he wants his staff to have longer contracts. Can't do that. Cisco comes in. Do you need any help? Well, I've got a goalkeeping coach and our kid, sound, crack on. They've gone, then there's the chairman's outburst. I'm not spending any more money, you bastards. But then I look at this. This must have cost a few bob. It must have. And listen, fair play. If the chairman has decided, right, let's do things long term, let's proper strategy, even if it does cost me a few bob, I hold my hands up, fair play to him, if that's the case. And you've got to presume it is the case, because this can't be coming cheap. It can't be. But fantastic. It feels a bit weird, a grown bloke getting excited about coaching staff. I mean, when you're a kid, you get excited about signing centre forwards, don't you? But a wealth of experience, like I said, Pederson, involved with Salzburg, going back, a huge part of all that structure and setup that they've got out there. In fact, there's a Wednesday fan on Twitter that has done a stack thread, I think they call them, all about his career. I'll put description actually in thing for video. Really interesting stuff. Powell, both of experience as a player, a coach, a manager, worked all the way up to national setup. Everything about it smacks of common sense that Danny Rohl's doing at the minute. He's coming abroad to a different country, a different culture, and bringing in someone who knows it. It's common sense, isn't it? But you so rarely see common sense in football that when you do see common sense, you're like, oh bloody hell. I'm really excited by all of this. I really am, and it gives the impression of bigger picture thinking from Wednesday, which is something as a fan. It's what you want to see, innit? You want to know that there's going to be stability for your club, not just this season, but next season. And God, with a bit of luck, in 5 years' time as well. Danny Rohl's talked very well. Powell's come in today, and Pederson, and they've both in their interviews talked about something to me that's very important. Now, we all watch football in different ways, and years back we all just went to a game and watched it and enjoyed it, or got pissed off and went home and that like that. These days you can digest it in so many different ways, and there's so many stats available and everything else. There's so many camera angles you can look at things. There's so much content out there, and people producing analysis of games and this sort of. So it's whichever way you want to. You could look at a game now. No, I'm not particularly about stats or out like that. You know, all these tables you can get. I'm more of a what can I see with my eyes and how do I interpret it? That's how I tend to go with it. And if you've watched these videos of the last, I think it's about 2 years now, probably 150 videos. Anyone who's been watching regular will know that there's probably not a week goes by when I don't mention the human aspect of it, when I don't mention the man management aspect of it. You're dealing with human beings as much as they might be able to run X distance in X amount of time, and as much as they might put so many crosses in or win so many tackles or challenge for so many headers and then have so and so win percentage of those challenges and headers. I'm always more that, how can you motivate somebody? What have they got going on in their life? Oh, he's got lip on, he's not trying very hard, is he? Well, I've had a word with him, his missus has left him. Oh, maybe that's it then. Maybe he's not just a mighty ass. Do you know what I mean? I'm always... And these two have come in today, Pederson and Powell. 2 short interviews on the official club website. I'll probably put a link in for them as well. Both of them have mentioned about getting in here with players. And Pederson's talked about improving the players as humans. It's music to my ears. That's the sort of thing that when I'm watching football, when I'm investing in watching a game, or on Wednesday in particular, that's the sort of thing I want to know that your managers and your coaching staff are doing. Because I think that's how any workplace should work. Get the best out of your people. Really enthused with the way they've spoke. Chris Powell spoke about Wednesday in quite glowing terms about the club. He spoke about Danny Rohl in very positive terms, and how that he hopes to be the link, if you like, in the dressing room, because obviously how many dressing rooms has he been in as a player, coach and manager, and he understands that the British mentality, if you like, and because different cultures, even within Western Europe, we do have different cultures within that, and I think that's important. I think it's a real masterstroke. And of course Pederson, he's been talking in his interview about improving the players technically, improving them mentally, improving them as people, and they've both talked about the importance of the group. Powell made some very telling comments, I thought, about players having to come back in from the cold, fresh starts, and giving it everything and leaving the past in the past. It's all really, really positive building stuff. And if I'm getting positive watching it from the outside as a fan, I can only presume it's having a positive effect on the players, and I like to think it's having a positive effect on the players. You'll come in straight away. All this talk about the youth setup, about being having chats with Tomo and Steve Haslam about the young players, getting young players in training with the first team. Now we're 7 points adrift. Let's not lose sight of that fact. We are in the shit, and confidence will have been low. But even if we can't drag that back, even if we can't claw ourselves forth from bottom, and I think we can. I thought from the beginning of the season that the squad's capable of that with the right management. But even if we can't, because we've had a terrible start to the season, if Wednesday fans see a team that's going for it, if Wednesday fans see a structure on the pitch and a way of playing that is trying to go out and win games, whether they win them or not, if we see the train, if we can see a method in the madness, if you like, if we can see players giving 100% and buying into the course, then players will get backed by the fans. It's really exciting. I can't wait to see what we do against Watford, weather permitting. I was going to do a preview video. There's no point because we don't know anything about how they're going to line up. We don't know if we're going to be, it could be 3 at back, it could be 3 up front, 4 in middle, 4 at back, could be absolutely no idea how we're going to line up. We never really knew how we're going to line up under Cisco, but this time we don't know how we're going to line up in a sort of exciting way. I think we're all reinvigorated and looking forward to the future now. And this team he's putting together off the pitch, like I said before, common sense, and even the way that he's built his coaching team suggests like the cornerstones of common sense. Somebody to work with a mind, Sasha Lens. Somebody to help with the development and progression of young players into the first team, Pederson. Chris Powell, an Englishman with a vast experience of the league, to act as a sort of conduit through the cultural differences with the players in the dressing room and the foreign coaching staff. All got a wealth of experience, all worked at top clubs, many of them worked at international level. I'm really, really excited. And like I said, I've got to hold my hands up. If the chairman has changed his mind and said, yeah, I'm going to have to chuck some money at it, but this time I'm going to chuck money at it in the right way. I'm not going to spunk £8 million on a centre forward. I'm going to build it in a coaching infrastructure behind the scenes that's going to see us progress. Then well done and fair play to the owner as well. It's just exciting stuff. It really, really is. My Chris Powell made me laugh because he did mention about his crossbar swinging from that FA Cup game that time. I'm bewildered and excited in equal measure. Anyway, I haven't really got out else to say. There's no proper preview for game. Just wanted to let you know I'm really excited about coaching stuff. And Pleat's chairman looks like he's listened to some advice. I do wonder if that's what the delay were, you know, when Röhl were first coming in and people were saying, oh, work permits, it'll be work permits. But I thought at the time, he's worked at top level, he's been an international coach. Work permits shouldn't be that much of an issue. And I wonder if the delay was Danny Rohl saying, yeah, I'll come in and manage your team, but if I come in, I want A, B, C, X, Y and Z. And I wonder if the delay there with the chairman going, bloody hell, that's a bit minty. But fair play, he's allowed him to bring him in, and I think the future's bright. And honestly, I think we can get a win. I really think we can get a win. I'll go 2-0 Wednesday. I'm going to finish my brew and go for a biscuit, because the other good news this week is, instead of buying knockoff bourbons, I think our lass has seen last video, she's actually got us some proper shortbread. So I'm going to go and get one of them, have it with my brew, and job's a good one. Was a fool. We've got Danny Rohl. She's crazy like a fool.